Hey guys, Marauder here again. Welcome back to the Battlestation Pacific campaign. We are playing as the Americans, battle number 5. This is going to be the first battle of Guadalcanal. This mission is going to be just a fleet operation, so I don't believe there's going to be any planes involved in this mission.
But the enemy aren't giving up easily. A Japanese convoy of large troop ships is on the way.
Alright, so we're going to have the Alaska class as our upgradable unit. It is a heavy cruiser, which just so happens to be almost as powerful as a battleship. And those upgradable units, you can only have one upgraded unit at a time. So I took the heavy cruiser over upgrading the destroyers, since the heavy cruisers are going to be able to do more for us in terms of ship-to-ship combat than the destroyers. So this is going to be the first battle of Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal in World War II happened to actually be one of the fiercest fighting places in World War II out of the whole campaign.
So we wait. Where are they, though?
Because the Japanese surrender was not an option for them, so they would fight to the death.
And it's only a matter of time before we get to spring our little surprise on them.
Even the civilians of these areas would fight or would commit suicide rather than be taken hostage or surrender.
Sir, enemy vanguard ships ahead.
Good. Hit them hard before the rest of their fleet arrives.
Alright, I'm actually going to take this Atlanta class. We're all going to put these ships together. And then I'm going to go into the formation settings, and we're going to make a nice little formation here. Trying to really think what I want to do. I think I'm just going to separate these destroyers a little bit more. I'm going to bring this light cruiser down right behind my heavy cruiser, and then bring these destroyers and bring them down like this. We're going to have a nice little formation going here. So we are 1.5 miles out from that Yurikachi. That is a destroyer. Let's see what else we got out here. Oh, just the 2 ships. Both destroyers, so they're not going to be too difficult for us. Hopefully we can get both of them down before they even get in range of us. Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble hitting him. He is moving directly towards us. And destroyers are, since they are faster and smaller, they are a little bit harder to hit. But hopefully, there we go, boom, just broke him in half. And we literally have our whole fleet firing on this guy. His magazine just went up, as you can see, all that debris flying out there. And he shouldn't survive that salvo that I just launched at him. Alright. And as you can see, we've got 6 more enemy ships heading in here. Don't know what classes these are. Looks like there's going to be a heavy cruiser and a couple destroyers. Destroyer. This one looks like he's going to be a heavy cruiser. Might be a battleship. We'll find out as soon as they get in range. I believe if I press, oh, it's not X, it's the right bumper. We press the right bumper on the 360. You will actually send out a scout plane if it's available on your ship. Alright, so we'll look here. Destroyer, 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 heavy cruiser, and destroyer. So the only one we really gotta worry about is the heavy cruiser. That's the only one that's really gonna be trouble for us. Like, and there's another ship right behind it too. Now destroyers will be trouble for you, especially if you let them get in close and they start launching all those torpedoes. Then you will have to pay close attention. And actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back into the formation settings. And I'm going to put us all in one big line. I'm going to do because I don't necessarily want those two destroyers that were on the port side of my ship before to be there, because they will be in range of the enemy ship's
Sir?
quickest. And I don't want them to be destroyed before my San Francisco is in range of them, in range of the enemies. Alright, so what we got here? We got another heavy cruiser, so it's got two heavy cruisers against my heavy cruiser and light cruiser. And then they've got six destroyers. So we are outgunned by a heck of a lot. The one thing that we have going to our advantage is that this ship right here is the only one that we really need to destroy. And this Kingfisher is under attack. Send him out over there. Doesn't really matter if we lose him or not. He was just out scouting around. Looks like looks like this guy's in range, so we're gonna go ahead and open fire on him. That heavy cruiser's still 1.6 miles out, so he's still got a little bit ways to go before he's actually in range of us. So hopefully we can get this destroyer down. We got another destroyer right there. Actually gonna switch because this guy seems to be a little bit closer. As you can see, we got all of our ships. We're all gonna be broadside, which is the best. We got all of our guns. And they're heading towards us, so they can only fire their front weapons, and depending on the type of ship, that could only be just a couple of weapons. Alright, there's one ship down. This destroyer is almost down as well. So just like that, we're starting to take it. We're going to look at the map, zoom in on the closest level so we can see if there's any torpedoes in the water. There happens to be no torpedoes, which is a good thing. If they send a bunch of torpedoes at us, that's going to make us, which this guy is probably turning, and he's probably going to send these torpedoes in at us. Oh. Alright, this guy is in range now, just about, yep, barely. I'm going to switch to this guy, and we are just going to go ahead and we're going to fire torpedoes in there. Just to give them something to think about. I'm gonna switch to this guy. We're gonna do the same thing. Now, I'm not really aiming. I'm just not hoping that these are gonna hit. I'm just putting them in there just because it's gonna make their ship slow down, turn, outmaneuver, which should help us in the long run. The more you can have the enemy have to alter their tactics to attack you, the better. If you let them play to their strengths and their style, then that's just going to be harder on you. So do whatever you possibly can. It looks like we are getting maybe a couple torpedo hits. I'm not really sure if those were my shots or torpedoes. But again, what do we got here? And make sure that you stay broadside. You want all your guns to be able to fire. And again, guys, this is the regular difficulty in this game. If we were playing on veteran this battle, I would be probably taking a little bit different approach and not attacking just straight on like this.
Enterprise, this is USS Portland. We're chasing a lone enemy ship towards your position. Finish her off and join forces with the USS
Alright, so that
San
right there
Francisco.
is the Alaska heavy cruiser.
Got that, sir.
So we're probably gonna have them under our control now. Yep. They're just destroying that, so they're gonna come over here and they're gonna rendezvous with us. San Francisco's taking some damage. Our engine is down, so we want to get that back up and operational, because if you do sit for too long, the odds of survival are very low. Alright, so this San Francisco is taking a heavy beating.
Heading right for us.
And this looks like it is a Japanese battleship.
We're trying to identify it. It's big though.
Looks like our
How big?
Congo-class Japanese battleship.
It's a battleship.
Damn it. Well, let's give it the welcome it deserves.
Alright, so we've got a little bit of curveball that just threw in on this mission. That Japanese battleship happens to be right behind our Alaska-class cruiser, right at the top of the map. So we want to just try to get this heavy cruiser down as fast as possible, and then go back to the Alaska and try to face that battleship. Took out one of their heavy cruisers. A couple more shots on this one and it's down. Looks like it's gonna be down right now. Alright, so we took out their complete fleet. We're gonna head this thing back up.
Confirmed.
We're actually gonna
Absolutely,
turn.
sir. She's finished, and we've broken the Japanese formation. They're turning and retreating.
Yeah, this is the He, so this isn't a very powerful Japanese battleships compared to the other Japanese battleships, the Imperial Japanese Navy, like the Fuso or the Yamato. And this ship shouldn't be a challenge for us, especially with our Alaska heavy cruiser that we have here.
We're taking fire.
Alright, so we are in range. He's just focusing on our little destroyer that we have here. I'm going to go ahead again and send torpedoes in. These are just for kicks and giggle torpedoes. I mean, it'd be great if they hit, but the odds of them hitting are, you know, fairly slim, unless for some reason the AI just does not outmaneuver him to turn. For some reason this guy keeps turning this way, even though I want him to turn broadside. Alright, here we go. Look at those shells. I mean, the battleship just... Oh, he's turning away from us. Oh, looks like he's going to hit by the couple torpedoes. So we did manage to get lucky with those torpedoes. He's down to 30% health. And dropping. Let's see if he's going to turn back into us. Yes, he does appear to be turning right back into us. One salvo from us should be enough to finish it off. I'm not sure if that's the end of the mission. It might be 5%, 2%, and he's down.
He's going to the bottom. The enemy battleship has been destroyed, sir.
That was the last of them. For now, anyhow.
Victory. And boy, we deserve that. Sir.
Yes, son. Yes, we did. But they'll be back. They'll fight to the last ship.
Alright, so that was the end of the mission. A rather easy mission. Again, that was only on regular. I think I might start playing these missions on veteran, just to make things a little bit more interesting. And show you guys some tactics and how to play these missions on veteran. Now, if we didn't have the Alaska heavy cruiser there, it might have been a little bit more interesting battle because the Northampton is a weaker heavy cruiser. But since we did have the Alaska, I went ahead and upgraded that. And we did go ahead and unlock the Iowa class battleship, which is a very, very powerful battleship for the Americans. We got gold.
If they want to land their men on Guadalcanal.
Then we managed to sink the He battleship within 5 minutes, and we avoided losing 5 or more American ships. Alright guys, the next mission is going to be the second battle of Guadalcanal, the Battle 6 combined fleet. So we are going to have planes and Navy ships. And that will be our next video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, don't forget to leave the like button and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video.